I don't think it's any secret that we have had 1 million inches of snow. No less than.
It feels like.
Absolutely not.
Dude, seriously. Lots of water, which is good. Man,
It's very wet and heavy.
it was so heavy yesterday. Like, so heavy.
Very.
Anyway, this is The Perspective. My name is McCall.
I'm Mima.
And I'm Producer Butters.
And I found a couple of different life hacks scrolling through TikTok when it comes to like winter weather stuff. I mean, obviously there's always the life hack of, oh, hey, you can put whatever, a sheet over your window and then pull it off and all of your snow is gone. Like magic, you know. You could also get a garage. That's handy.
It is so nice.
Buy one. Just get one. Put it up in your
Put
house.
a tent over it.
Who cares?
Don't drive a car.
Don't drive a car. Walk to work. Problem solved, right?
There you
but
go.
I found some life hacks on like waterproofing. I wish I had kept them so I could like look and see them like right this very minute. I don't have them, but what I do have is other TikTok life hacks. So you've been in places where you've forgotten the name of somebody, right?
All the time.
Literally every day of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite is when you introduce each other. Like if you're with somebody who hasn't ever met that person and it's like, I don't remember their name. I don't know who this is. And you walk up and you just say, oh, hey, have you two met? And it's like, no. And then they introduce each other. Hey, my name's Bob. Oh, hi, I'm McCall. Like, so then it creates that interaction. So then you can remember somebody's name,
See,
right?
I wouldn't get the cue and I'd just be like, hi.
I know. And then I'd be like, meh, you guys are making me angry. Like, or I could just say, oh, this is usually how I do it whenever I'm with Dustin somewhere and I forget people's names. I'll walk up and be like, hey, have you guys met yet? This is Dustin. And Dustin will say, oh, hi. And then they say, oh, I'm so-and-so. I'm James. Like that typically is how it'll play out. And so thankfully I found that life hack. However, I just found another one because this one came from TikTok, thankfully. There was a lady who said one of her life hacks is to say some random factoid. It doesn't have to be real, just some fake fact. Like, oh, did you know it's really hard to say your name 3 times fast when you're not saying it? Because you're not used to saying it, I guess, is one of the hacks that she uses. Because then people are like, oh, Kyle, Jonathan, Randy. Like, they just say all of these names really, really quick. And it kind of gives you that hack of figuring out what their names are throughout conversation. Obviously, it's not like the first thing that you walk up and you're like, hey, Mima, or hey, you. Did you know that if you say your name 3 times fast, you can't say it because you're not used to saying it? You know, like.
Did you forget my name?
And that's exactly how it would go. I think it's genius. However, you just have to make sure that you don't do it in front of somebody you already used it on. And since it's kind of blown up on TikTok, I mean, how many views does this have? This is like 286,000 likes. So a decent amount of people have seen it. So I don't know. That's one way that you can life hack your way via TikTok on names. Do you guys have any other ones that we could use?
So if you have a snowblower, I was just informed this. It wasn't on TikTok, but
nice.
If somebody wants to run with it, they can.
Do it.
But apparently
with a snowblower or what?
They make a spray that you can put inside the chute of your snowblower.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bunch up and clog up like this heavy wet snow does.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody suggested that. I think try it.
I think that's really smart.
They said don't use Pam because it just comes right off.
Don't use Pam.
Gross.
Okay.
Could you imagine? I feel like it would make it kind of gunky inside of the mechanisms and stuff if you used Pam. Or maybe it would make it less gunky. I don't know.
I mean, it's like butter, so
but then it gets hard like butter. Like as the oil gets cold. Because then if you do it in the snow, it's, winter time there. So then it makes it cold.
Well, that was a suggestion on our satellites.
Oh.
Is to put Pam on it.
Interesting.
Because it's grease and it'll just slide right off.
Dude, that is so fascinating to me.
But if this snowblower stuff works.
Yeah.
Then that might be a better option.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea.
So, bam.
Genius.
Life hack.
Bam Pam, if you will.
Like it.
Yeah.
You know what? Just get a whole can of vegetable oil and just pour it over everything.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right. Have
Just
you
kidding.
seen?
Don't do that.
No, please don't. Have you seen the life hack on TikTok that's how to have the perfect 8-minute power nap?
No.
So it comes from a guy he's a Navy SEAL. Basically, you lie on your back on the floor and then you put your legs elevated so it makes you take a nap, right? But it's like an 8-minute hack. You put your phone, set it for 8 minutes, bam, and it's like a power nap.
I thought it was 20.
This one says it's an 8-minute power nap.
Interesting. Because
Yeah.
I heard of that before. That
Yeah.
you lay flat on your back with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a towel or
Mm-hmm.
a blanket.
And then you just
And then
elevate your
prop
legs.
your feet up in
Yep.
a sitting position. And
Mhm.
it lets you go through one cycle of sleep.
like REM sleep. Mm-hmm.
And it's 20 minutes, which is the perfect
Yeah, because this one
amount
says,
of, like
me find
that's the
it.
perfect amount of time for a nap, according to research.
No, see what I do is I put on something on TV, fall asleep, wake up later, and go, I probably shouldn't have done that. And then wonder why I
That's
can't
fair.
fall asleep when it's time to go to bed.
someone said I tried this and woke up after 4 hours. So I think it's a within 8 minutes.
So wait, if you just do that at night then,
Yeah. I think it's a,
damn, you got 8 hours of sleep in 4 hours.
yeah, I think it's a, I don't know. I don't know what it is. If it's an 8 hour or an 8 minute, in 8 minutes you fall asleep or whatever the case is. There's that one. There's another one that says you can switch the way that your dryer door opens.
Oh,
Why would
Oh,
I do that though?
I have done that, yes.
Yeah.
The reason for that is because depending on how your setup is, you want
your
the door
house.
to open up the certain way.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think you could do that with your fridge as well.
Yeah,
Generally, they have
I think so. They have it so that it's like
It's
interchangeable or
not
whatever.
as easy, but
No.
you can do it.
Yeah.
I actually did that with my dryer because I didn't want it opening. I want it to open so I can like throw the stuff in instead of opening and have to go over the door
Mm-hmm.
and throw it in.
Oh, because my dryer opens down.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I was like, why would what? I get it now.
Instead of opening. Yeah. So side to side type of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone else talking about how to load a dishwasher properly, plus the development that your top rack usually can drop down for more space.
Yeah, I thought everybody knew that.
Nope.
Nope. Did not know.
Really?
Yeah, lots of people don't know it. It wasn't until I bought a dishwasher and I have a dishwasher now that it was one of the big highlights that they talked about with that is that it had both the top, because it's a 3-tier dishwasher. So my very top tier has an adjustable thing too. So I use it for like my spoons, my big spoons,
Yeah, it's
and
the
stuff
very
like that.
very top one. The third one is like very thin, right? Like you can
Yeah.
just throw.
Yeah, so I have a second.
So somebody I know had a third one, third rack, didn't realize that they had it, and
Perfect.
somebody had put something in it, and so they thought that they had lost that.
That's hilarious.
And come to find out, it was just
It was just
the
hiding
top
in the
rack.
top.
It's very clean.
Yes.
It wasn't
so,
me, by the way.
So clean.
Let me throw that out there. It was not me.
It's
No, it wasn't.
it's genius. I absolutely love it. There's another hack that people have been using with the speech option on your phone, right? You use it when you're in class or something, and you can turn it on, and that's how you take your notes in class. You just turn it on to the speech to text
yeah.
thing, and then as the professor's talking or whatever, it's picking it up on your notes.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's problem solved, which is dope.
I just learned. I guess it's a lazy Susan.
Uh-huh.
But you buy 2 pie pans and get some marbles, and you put it in there and put the pie pan on top of the marbles, and then you got a little lazy Susan for like your spices and stuff.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
So you can just turn it around.
That's interesting. I like that. I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
That too.
Perfect.
Love it.
Someone else talking about if you use a teaspoon of baking soda when you're cooking ground beef, it keeps the fat and flavor in the meat rather than creating the grease.
How does that work?
I don't know. I have never used it before, but
Who
I
wants
think
to
it's
ruin a
smart.
pound of hamburger?
We do.
We'll do it.
Okay.
I have all of the meat in the world, so I'll figure it out. See, typically I use like flour.
Must be nice.
It is
I know,
nice.
right?
See, typically I use flour to try and like condense it, you know, if I keep it in the same pan. Like typically I'll do it when I create like a pasta sauce. So you put basically the fat is your butter, then you put your flour in there, and then it creates like a roux a little bit. Then you can put your milk in, and then it'll thicken the sauce up, right? So that's how I usually do it. But baking soda is a good idea. I don't love the flavor of baking soda, but it's only a teaspoon, so
I was
really
gonna say, who loves the flavor of
Yeah,
baking soda?
I go over there and I just find it and eat it with a spoon.
Maybe, I don't know. I buy the really lean meat, so I don't really have a lot of like fat or grease left over.
Yeah, I just
It's
have
mostly just water.
Yeah, I just have whatever's given to me. So, you know. Let's see. Somebody says you can put, this seems excessive, you can put potatoes in the washing machine instead of scrubbing them.
Wouldn't that just take more work?
That's what I think. She also recommends putting a paper plate on your hand mixer to eliminate
Put it
splatter.
on the steam cycle, and then you got steam.
Problem solved.
And then there's no cleanup because you can just run it again.
Just run the washer again. That's not a bad idea. Hey, check that out.
3 washes later. Can you imagine all the stuff that you've like cleaned over the years? It's just like in the tubes and stuff.
Yeah.
And now you've just washed it all over your. I guess it is not any different than.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking like a potato, like soak it in.
I think the same way.
soap.
Yeah. Soapy potatoes. Yeah. Just
Does it say to leave the
just
soap
scrub
out?
it. I don't know. I'm assuming probably, but yeah, I would just wash them. Deal with it, right?
Producer Butters is
do
having a ball
just
with
do an
this.
I
hour.
know.
Do an hour wash.
Perfect. You have.
Potatoes will be done in an hour.
Thanks, guys. I'm so excited. Somebody else has a hack for kids trying to take like the drinkable medicine, you know, like your cough syrups and your, you know, liquid Tylenol or whatever for your kids. This hack, you combine it in a juice box. You put it inside of the juice box. You shake it up and then have the kid drink it.
Here's the problem
It's
with
not
that.
really a hack. Well, I guess it's a hack.
It's a total hack.
Here's the
Like,
problem
not
with that
new.
is most kids won't drink the whole drink, so you just wasted the medicine.
Could be. Or maybe they do drink it. Or maybe you just shove it down their throat.
If you've been around a lot of kids,
As somebody who has no kids, I don't know. Deal with it.
Yeah, there's
they
always
don't
like
drink.
half drink.
They won't drink at all.
Juice boxes everywhere.
I think it's a smart move. I think it could be, because it's not necessarily like you could use a juice box. You could use juice, just normal juice, you know, put it in a small little cup. Teach them to take it like a shot or something, or don't, whatever.
Make it a game.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Auntie's going to show you something that you're going to really appreciate when you grow up.
That's right.
So you take this little cup right here.
You deal with it. Here's a chaser.
They're just like little pill bottle cups.
Yes. And go. There's also a hack that says if you've got a lot of time on your hands, it takes a minute, but a lady suggests a sneaky way to identify which companies are selling your info to others. It involves changing your shipping name to incorporate the name of the company you're ordering from. Interesting, but it won't necessarily stop it from happening. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how it works, but I have it.
So wait, you put
When I buy things online, I change my name and the shipping information to show the company I'm buying from. And then here's something I bought from Amazon. When I get the mail and I haven't done business with, I can tell right away who sold my data because the shipping label tells me. So it's easy for me to get to the business and contact them. So like when you get things in the mail or you get like an email from a certain service, you can put, you know, I bought this from like Utah's VFX, your address, whatever. And so then when you get the mail from third parties that are like, who gave this to me? And it's addressed to
I got what you're
Utah's
saying now.
VFX. Yeah.
I got it.
Then you can go from there. So kind of a long workaround, but that's not awful.
Okay, so what are you gonna do about it?
You just contact them and then you can get your name off of the list. And typically what it comes down to is it's the question of how is it that they're selling my data and why is it they're selling my data? And so eventually, if you wanted to get into a lawsuit or something over it, I'm sure you could, but meh. Is it worth it? No, not really. And I think that's
Basically.
most everybody's thought process on it.
turns into a large class action suit and you get $35.
Correct. If you're lucky.
I got one the other day. It was like, you can get $2. And I was like,
I'm not interested in $2.
not worth
Thanks.
it.
The last settlement for a class action lawsuit that I actually signed up for, I got $35. I was
Dude, that's
very
dope.
proud.
Wow,
I got 75 on
I
the
got
last
15.
one.
That's nice.
Yeah. It was really nice.
And then the one before that was like $2. And I was like, great,
Cool, thanks.
that helped a
I'm
lot.
like,
I don't
this,
want that.
this $2 was worth my name, my social security,
Yep.
emails, and everything
Yep.
going out there. Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks.
So that's, I mean, it's a small list. These are, quote, the 10 best life hacks from TikTok of 2022, which I think is interesting. But I found a lovely little piece of information that I've wanted to share since I found it yesterday, for less than 24 hours. So, you guys know the story? Do you guys know the story behind Saved by the Bell?
No.
Like the storyline or what came or why it came
No.
around?
So like the phrase Saved by the Bell.
The show?
No. So here's,
I was like,
the phrase,
the bell in the school.
no. So like the phrase itself, Saved by the Bell. So back in the way back when people would die, it wasn't like they waited for a long
Oh,
time.
yes,
Yeah. So it wasn't like they waited for a long time to be able to bury these
Yep.
people. And so they put them in a box, they throw them in the ground. And then, like, people would have to exhume the bodies, or the grave diggers would end up going back in to go check and, steal things from the dead people, because grave diggers. And they would get in there, and coffins would have all kinds of, like, claw marks and stuff on the inside of them, because people were trying to scratch their way out of the boxes. So then they decided, well, how do we solve this problem? So they would attach a bell. Like, if you go to some old cemeteries and stuff, you can see some bells that are still mounted throughout, and they would have these bells that were like tied onto the hand or tied onto the foot or something, and so then it would ring, and then the what do they call him, the sexton that was over the cemetery would go and exhume the body so that they would be saved. But some of them ended up being safe, but majority of it was when people went into rigor mortis, and so then they would like twitch, and then it would shake, and then it would make the noise for the bell. So then they ended up pulling up a lot of not alive dead bodies, and they got rid of it. But that's where Saved by the Bell comes from, the actual phrase itself, because people were literally saved by a bell.
I remember learning that in school, but
I know,
it
it's-
didn't
click.
It wasn't
But
like
Saved
it
by
was
the
like,
Bell.
okay. Yeah. So I feel like I learned that one too, but then I scrolled across it on TikTok and I was like, oh, I forgot. Fascinating.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I learned in high school and
Forgot.
throughout my K through 12 career, I guess,
Right.
that I totally forgot. And then people bring it up and I'm like, oh yeah, I think this is what happened. And then they look at me like suspiciously, and then what I said, it comes true. It's like, I told you, I learned.
Yep.
I forgot, but I learned.
I forgot and I
I
relearned.
learned me things.
I learned
things.
it. So anyway,
I learned it.
there's my fascinating TikTok hacks / learning things. There's a lot of things that I've learned on TikTok, and it's so cool.
I know what I'm going to do now for my dog, because she does not like snow. She will not go on the snow. She will not pee on the snow unless I carry her and put her under the tree where there's no snow. So there was a hack that I saw on TikTok, and this gentleman put
Yes.
like a rug.
Yes. I
and
saw
then it
this one.
snowed, and then he just lifted it up, and it was like clear. And his
Yep.
little,
Okay, so here's the problem with that. The snow that they had is very,
Skiff.
very light.
It's a skiff of snow. Ours
I'm
is
telling
currently
ya.
47 pounds.
You do
per
that now,
square
you're
inch.
just gonna create a muddy mess.
Oh, it'd be so gross.
Oh, yeah, it'd
In
be
the
bad.
summer, in the springtime when it rolls back around.
Well, even
Oh.
just now, like that would be a muddy mess.
And it gets
It's
too cold.
Heavy,
Yeah.
then it will freeze to the ground. So it's not that great of an idea.
oh,
It
well.
could be.
It could be like
It could
unless
be.
you took it out like after it snowed and then cleared all the thing and then put
Yeah.
it back down.
It could
But-
be a good hack if you had it like sort of on your cement, so that you had like a piece of it on the cement, so you could pry it up in case it froze. Then you could pry it up off of the cement to
It would
lift
be
it. But it would just be heavy. But all in all, I saw that hack and I was like, that is so smart. But then at the same time, I was also like, I got a doggy door they can deal. So their problem.
I mean, she's a Chihuahua, so I can
Right.
easily carry
Easily,
her.
yeah. But still, it's a pain.
The Boston Terrier, I'm so glad he likes snow because
Good.
yeah, he's harder to carry.
Oh my gosh, such a pain.
At 25 pounds.
We love them, and we
if
hate
you have
them.
a shovel, you can just like shovel a pathway, right?
Who has time for that?
It's better than picking up your dog and
at the end of the day, it's a weighing out of how much more time do I spend carrying them versus how much time would I spend plowing a pathway.
not very long.
Right.
It doesn't take long. And then
Right.
the nice part is because there's no snow there, when it finally gets sunny, it'll
melt it.
all the and you'll see the grass.
Problem solved. And then they can just mosey out.
That's what we do at my house.
Yeah.
You just shovel a little pathway all the way to the end of the grass, and they just go down.
Yep.
It's also a Chihuahua.
Yes.
She doesn't care for the snow too much.
It's all right.
I think
And
it's
she'll
the girl,
go through it, but
I think
Right.
I think it's the girl Chihuahuas that are like, no. Because my male Chihuahua, he
There's-
didn't care. He was like, I'm peeing
Yep.
right here.
They're zesty. That's just how it is. You get zesty. Do we have any final thoughts when it comes to TikTok life hacks, TikTok learnings,
I've
etc.?
learned a lot on TikTok.
Same.
A lot of hacks.
Same.
and a lot of crap.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's probably a lot of my
A
anxiety,
lot of fake stuff too.
I'm gonna make me a lazy Susan.
yeah, as you
I like
should
it.
for spices. Great idea.
Do
At least
it.
it's not as bad as those dumb hacks on
Oh my
YouTube.
gosh, the 5-minute hacks. I get so furious. However, one of my favorite new genres of TikTok content is people who react to 5-minute life hack videos. Hilarious. So good.
Well, it's funny because I had to fill up my car, and they have like a little, I don't know, it's like a TV station inside the little whatever, and one of them was a 5-minute
no.
hack. So you take the top of a Pringles can,
Of course.
like the
Yeah,
lid,
yeah.
and you cut like a slit on each side, and then when you cut your fruit, you put it on there, and then you put a rubber band on both sides where the slit is, and it will. It just looks stupid.
I'm
So it's like-
dramatically rolling my eyes. That is the dumbest thing I ever have
I
heard.
was like,
Or just use your hands. Or just deal.
put it in plastic. I don't know.
My favorite's like when they're like 5-minute hacks when you're stuck in the woods and then they have like all this stuff.
All of
that
the
you're like,
things.
why would I have that in
Get
my
your-
car at
Get
all
your
times?
get your canoe out and you can go across the river. Problem solved. It's like,
No, they'll show you how to make a canoe out of cardboard.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, this is a great life hack. Where am I? New York City, where there's cardboard right next to the river all the time? No, I don't think so. I'm in Utah. There's like beer bottles next to the, what am I going to do with that?
For the longest time, there was a dude that just that's all he did is make comments about those type of videos. He's like, "Oh, this is dumb. Okay, this is okay. Maybe that's okay."
Yep. Yeah, the one there's one guy that I follow who does a lot of those reaction videos, but it's always to like the tool/garage life hacks, quote unquote, that it's like, oh, get one of these and then get a tub and then put a vacuum up to it and then sand your stuff. And he's like, it's just a sanding table, but like janky. Like, just get a sanding table. Like,
Oh, I think I've seen him.
oh, he's funny.
Because he was like, oh, yeah, I could use that. And he's
Yeah.
like, why?
Yep. Yep. It's so good. Get a sponge, drill some holes in it, then you can put your drill bits inside of there. They come with a case. Like,
Yes. Yep.
I love
That's
his
exactly-
stuff. He's so funny.
Why are we ruining perfectly good
Yeah.
branches for
Yep.
this?
For this. Yep.
You can just buy a $2 one.
Yep. Drilling, cutting through the saw blades and stuff like that. Anyway, I love his videos.
They're funny.
So yeah, I guess that's that, right?
Okay.
Okay, this has been The Perspective.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.